I start my morning with a lot of social media. You know how older people read a newspaper when eating their breakfast? I do that too, except I don't hold a newspaper, I hold my iPhone, and I'm not reading events that are happening in the world. I'm on Twitter, reading about why my friend is upset over some guy who broke up with her, so it's the same thing. Usually at around 3:30 p.m. I'm back in my dorm with nothing to do, so I resort to watching Mark Wahlberg movies. I'm trying to collect all of his movies at one point in my life. Right now, I own 7 of his movies. Contraband, The Lovely Bones, The Fighter, The Other Guys, Fear, The Departed, and 4 Brothers. I have such an obsession that my boyfriend bought me 3 of his movies because I wouldn't stop talking about Mark Wahlberg. In my wonderful FYS class, I encountered a lot of media moments. My mother has said for years that my grandfather looked like Richard Nixon and acted like Archie Bunker. The biggest media moment I encountered was when we watched All in the Family. I realized that the character my mother had continued to reference was in this show. It was a huge deal for me because I never understood what she was referencing, and it was through the knowledge of popular media that was necessary to understand context. After this revelation, I had another media moment when we watched The Newsroom. This made me think of Mad Men, and when I worked on A Midsummer Night's Dream, when I got my first lead in a production. It seemed that all my media moments that I encountered could be related to personal events in my life. My media diet also drastically changed because in order to keep in touch with my adoring boyfriend, I always Skyped him when I was available to. It was difficult because sometimes I was too tired or I was too busy, but my obstacles made my long-distance relationship work. Speaking about my first semester, as a whole, it has definitely been an experience. I have had a couple living situations, stomach issues from the horrible calf food, and several issues with making new friends, but towards the end, I was able to turn things around to help me in the long run. I have made one of the greatest friends in my life who I will room with next year. I started to find alternatives for food at the calf, and I have made an entire group of friends who are now my family away from home. On top of that, I realized that I have the best teachers I've ever had and the best curriculum an acting major could only dream of. I am so pleased that I chose Shenandoah University.
But if you close your eyes, does it